you now. If you thought I was a pain in the ass before, you got no idea what you're in store for.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The Doctor and the Driver podcast
starts now.
Welcome to episode 8 of The Doctor and the Driver. This is the driver, Gage. I'm joined with the Doctor, Alex. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good. This is a Saturday afternoon. This is as special of an episode as we've ever had. No, we do not have the Coach Travis joining us, but very shortly, in fact, in a couple minutes, we're going to be joined via Skype with number 12 ranked UFC Featherweight Arnold Almighty Allen. I reached out to him a little bit ago. What was it, last week or so? We were chatting, and I asked him if he wanted to come on the show, and he said sure. So I know last episode 7, I called him my dark horse fighter, and we like to consider ourselves a dark horse podcast. I might have to slide that in when we talk to him, see what he says. But so it's kind of cool that he agreed to join us. And Alex, if you don't have anything else, then we're going to talk about some MMA news after. We're not sure how long Arnold will be chatting with us, but we'll have him on as long as he wants. Ask him some questions, get to know him, and then we'll move on with some MMA news and stuff like that from there.
Sounds fun.
Sounds good. All right, you ready for me to call him?
I'm ready.
All right, let's see if we can add him in here.
Go gently.
Here we go. It says it's ringing. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
All good, man. Yourselves?
Good. All good.
Good.
So this is you're on the Doctor and the Driver podcast. It's not live. It'll be up after we're done. But I'm Gage, the driver. This is Alex, the Doctor.
Nice to meet you.
And you, buddy?
Doing good.
Good, man. Good.
We're happy to have you on. We have some questions. Whenever you have to go, you just let us know. We won't keep you forever.
No worries. Nothing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
The gyms are closed, so we're good.
That's true. All right, man. Well, if you're ready, we'll start off. We just want to ask you first question is, what got you into training MMA, and when did you decide to pursue being a professional fighter?
Just the same old stuff that I feel like most people were just watching cartoons, watching all the kung fu movies as kids, like the Jackie Chan stuff, and
hell yeah.
my older brother, like we'd always fight, so he'd always practice like the moves on me, I'd practice on him, and he used to beat me up, being my older brother. So then I started going to a gym to train, to try and like get better, and then I started beating him up. So yeah, I kept training. Yeah.
Alex, you got something?
Yeah, so I was just curious, what are you guys doing with kind of everything locked down? I'm sure just like, you don't want to just stop training completely.
Yeah. So all I'm doing at the minute is a whole lot of cardio, like running. I have one of them indoor bike things, so that's handy. Shadowboxing in the mirror, watching tape, watching everyone in my division, like the boring stuff. And workouts like push-ups and boring things like that.
Do you guys have your own tapes on fighters, or do you like use like the ESPN Plus to rewatch stuff?
Just the Fight Pass app, really. Just everything that's on Fight Pass, really.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff's on there anyway, but a few things.
Yeah. Do you rewatch your fights?
Yeah, I do. I'm not as like a fan, but like to critique. I watch where I go wrong, and usually I'm watching it thinking, oh, that shit, that's not good, that's bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You listen with the commentary on, get to hear, Joe Rogan compliment you. Never.
Exactly. People always tweet you and like tell you someone said something or someone's being mean about you or something.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, is it? Yeah.
Do you think the UFC 249 is going to happen, or you think Danny can pull it off?
What is it? It's like 2 weeks away, isn't it? 2, 3 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think 3 weeks, something like that.
I don't know. This thing seems to be getting worse and worse every day. So
Yeah.
I don't know. If they pull it off, then big respect. But I'm not too optimistic they're gonna pull it off.
I
don't-
hear you. I was wondering if you had your eyes on, let's see, Jeremy Stevens is supposed to fight Calvin Kattar on there. That's
On that
you're
card?
12th. Yeah, you're 12th now. The Jeremy Stevens is 7th. Kattar is 9. I didn't know if you were interested in any of those guys or what you were looking to do next.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's where I want to go. I want to go up the division. So those guys are above me. So that's where I want to be. So yeah, both those guys definitely.
Yeah, you and Calvin Kattar kind of came up. It seems like came up together, like as far as like dark horses, like started getting eyes on those guys. I mean, Kattar popped up to me a few fights ago. I'm like, oh, this kid's good. Same with you for sure. I didn't know if like the clash of the dark horses. If you guys got to fight, that'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely. I like watching this fight. So it's got good boxing, like nice hands. It's good to watch.
I always wondered, how do you guys make fights? Is it like, do you have a management team who is like emailing people through the UFC, or is it like?
I mean, for the higher end guys, I can't talk, but like for me, it's they send you a name, a couple of names, and it's either yes or no. And if it's no, you're probably gonna wait a while and be in the bad books, basically. So it's usually yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do you cut a lot of weight, or can you take a fight on pretty short notice? I've always wondered. You seem like a pretty big guy, but it looks like you used to fight bantamweight.
Yeah, so I had one fight at bantamweight, but it was tough to make it, and I was 18 then, so yeah,
Okay.
I don't think I could make it again. But I could definitely make it, but I'd kill myself to get there. But yeah, not too bad. The last cut was quite hard. I cut from about 163. Like yeah, I actually cut from.
Okay.
I was a bit heavier than usual that one.
Would you try to walk in the high 50s, something like that?
Well, yeah. Usually I come into the fight week on 159, 158, and I'm happy.
Okay.
But this one I was 63. I was like weird. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Alex, you got another question?
Yeah, just curious. I was looking at your Twitter. So, DC versus your dad. Who do you think wins?
Pace every day.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big man. He used to be huge. He was a monster. Like I don't know how much in pounds. He was like 20 stone. So what's that in pounds? Maybe 280, 300 maybe. I think it's something like that. I don't know. He was big, but he's short. He's short. So being that heavy and that short, he was like a square. So it's the funniest thing.
Yeah, make that fight happen. That'd be fun. Did you move to Canada to train at TriStar, or do you just go there for camps?
I'm here most of the time. I'm in Canada pretty much 90% of the time at this point. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just because you never really. Most of my life is here now, but like you never really know when you're fighting as well. It's like you get 6-7 weeks sometimes, but I don't know. You always want to be kind of in camp, right? Always trying to improve, always trying to get better. Yeah.
Right. Let's see.
We'll get them horns.
How's it? I was going to ask. I'm kind of a big Farasa Hobby fanboy, and I was wondering what makes him so great. Like, what makes him? Because you've been with him for a while. I didn't know if you could point anything out. What makes him such a good coach?
Yeah. Just his like him as a tactician is what I think makes him so great. To be honest, he sees same as like sort of GSP where they see eye to eye. Like he's so good at game plan. Like GSP he'll watch someone and he'll see something that other people don't. Like he'll see the fight going a different way than I would see it or like other people. And like even when he fought Bisping, he was like. He said a couple of things like, "Oh, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna drop him with a left hook, and I'm gonna finish him." And I was like, I don't know about that. He did exactly how he said he was gonna do it. And I was like,
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. And he did it.
Just a brilliant eye, huh? Just like a true mastermind.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. He does He'll tell me, if we get a fight, he'll watch the tape, and the next day in the gym, he's got like 20 things for me that I need to avoid, 10 things I need to do, all these things. So, yeah,
Nice.
I watch it and I'm just like, oh, yeah. It was good. Gonna have a fight.
What do you think? what do you think your best weapon is? Just watching you, I'm no striking expert, but you seem to have a real snappy jab. Wasn't sure what you would consider your best weapon. Your jab seems really nice, and your head movement as well. I don't know what would you call your best weapon?
Yeah, probably jab. Probably the jab.
Okay.
I think like one of them things is in MMA, a lot of people don't rate that stuff. They don't, not that they don't rate, they don't use it. Like they don't use it properly. And there's not a lot of like good boxers in MMA. I don't think there's guys decent, but they're not good boxers. It's a weird one. The striking.
And that's where you started boxing, right? You were a boxer first.
Yeah, amateur boxing, but never pro.
Gotcha. I think you're doing all right in MMA, buddy. I don't think you need to worry about pro boxing right now.
It's going okay. Yeah.
Alex, you had a question about Bisping?
Yeah, I just knew that you'd mentioned Bisping. Did you grow up a big Bisping fan? I know you're around the same age as us, so that was kind of his height, being from England, I'm sure.
Yeah. Bisping is the man. Like, I grew up watching all his fights, obviously, in the UK, but I was like the biggest Dan Hardy fan, actually. Still big. Like when he was fighting that GSP, I was like, yeah, Dan Hardy's gonna knock him out for sure.
No kidding.
In hindsight, I'd be like, yeah.
In hindsight.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, you're not kind of a big shit talker though. A little different from Bisping. From what I noticed, you seem to be pretty calm, collective before and after fights.
Yeah, it's not me. I say stupid things. I'm not good at talking shit, to be honest. Yeah.
I had a question about who the hell was it? It was
Mags.
Yeah, Mads Burnell.
Oh yeah.
That was an interesting fight, man. He looked like he was no offense, but he looked like he was wearing you out pretty good, and then you pulled that choke right out of nowhere, man. That was awesome.
Yeah. Want my best performance, but he's good, man. He's good. Mads is good.
What was up? That was an interesting choke because you locked it up like a Darce or whatever, but there was no arm in. It was all neck. I'm not sure about it. It was almost like a rear naked choke / Darce from the front, but with only neck.
It's like a front naked choke.
Like a front naked choke instead of the rear. That's funny.
Yeah.
Did you?
Second time I got that in the UFC.
No kidding. Who else did you get that? No kidding.
My debut, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Against
Alan Omar.
Okay. I don't know if I remember that one. You locked it up the same way with the figure 4 and everything?
Yeah, same way, exact same.
Oh, no kidding. Interesting.
Yeah. I get it quite a lot. It's something I don't drill it, or I don't know. I just get it quite a lot.
If you shoot in for like a guillotine, do you like to lock it up like that rather than just palm to palm?
No, like if I got the guillotine, I'll go for the guillotine as normal. But if I'm on the fence, like if my back's on the fence and the guy's leaving his head lazy, then I'll attack it. Yeah. Okay. If they're not vigilant with their head,
Yeah, that was interesting, man. I think you must have a pretty good squeeze, huh?
Yeah, it's not so bad.
your dad left some in the gene pool for you, huh?
Yeah.
Give me a gift.
That's funny. Does he live in Canada with you or near you, or he just flies in for your fights?
Yeah, he's back in England. In England. Yeah, all my family back there.
Gotcha. So, do you know when you'd like to? I mean, I guess with everything going on right now, it's hard to predict. Do you know when you would like to fight next, or had this not happened, when were you looking to come back?
Yeah. Well, I had a hand injury from the last fight, but I haven't really hit anything with it since. But since the couple of weeks the gym's been closed, it feels 100%. So
nice.
Hopefully that's good to go. But the UFC was saying June, July, but at this rate, I don't know. I don't know about that. And then it's like you got to get back into training properly. Like, I'm still training, but it's not training. I'm not resting, I'm not firing, so.
Not hitting pads or anything.
Yeah, but I think everyone's got the same issue, right? So.
That's true. I guess we kind of talked about it earlier. Dana seems like he says everything's going to keep going as usual after April. That seems hard to do. If they were to squeeze you in on a card with no audience in June or something, would you be willing to do that? Or
It depends if I can get back to training in April, then yeah, I don't see why not. But if we're gonna wait till end of May, then till the gym's back or something like that, then it's an issue.
Gotcha. Alex, you got something else?
Yeah, no, man, we really appreciate you stopping in and talking to us.
No problem at all.
What last thing, what do you think about John Jones, man?
Oh yeah, I see that. Okay, he's crazy, man. What's wrong with that guy?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It seemed like he turned a new leaf for real and was staying sober and everything, and then this out of nowhere.
Just on the drink, man. I don't know. It's a rough time for a lot of people, especially if you've got issues, you're forced to stay in the house, and all you can do. The guys that drink, they're gonna drink. So it's a tough time.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you got something else, buddy, we'll let you go. We really appreciate having you on. You answered all our questions, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got nothing to add. I'm just I'll get back to playing Call of Duty or something.
Oh, I gotcha. You wanna tell everybody where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, just Arnold BFA on everything. I think everything.
On everything. All right.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, definitely give us that call.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this was Arnold Allen. And hey, when we post this on my Instagram, I'll give you a tag in there.
Yeah, sure, I'll share up there.
All right, man. Appreciate having you on.
Yeah,
take it
stay
easy,
safe,
buddy.
man.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, man. See you soon.
See you, buddy. See ya.
Bye.
All right, that was Arnold Allen. It was pretty awesome for him to come on. I'm a pretty big fan. Now I'm even a bigger fan. What an awesome guy.
Yeah, he's the new favorite fighter of this podcast, without a doubt.
Yeah, that was really cool. He's a fun guy to talk to for sure. So thanks, Arnold Allen, again. In case he probably won't listen, but if he does, we really appreciate you having you on. I don't know, Alex, if you want to move on, what do you want to start with?
So I can cry. I'll cry. John Jones, man. I know we asked Arnold quickly about it, but I guess if you don't know, I think it's pretty hard for people to not know anything anymore because literally all we do is sit inside. But John Jones got arrested again for DWI. I'm disappointed. I mean, not in him. He's a fucking fighter, dude. Whatever. I mean, I think the UFC's approach to it is fine. Like, all right, we'll see what the legal system does. Like, I don't think they should pretend like this organization is like level-headed professional people. Like, the whole goal is to go into a cage and fucking choke someone out. So, like, if sometimes they do some things that are risky between the law, like, hey, a lot of people get DWIs. It happens a fuckload. Like, it sucks. This is multiple times now. He's probably gonna lose his guns. That's unfortunate. I know he's a big gun nut. Feel bad for John about that, but
I don't know, man. It's just like it's weird because it's like you picked the worst time to do it. There's like
limited. Fuck, man.
Limited.
Nothing's going on. Yeah, like.
Did you see the video? The video.
Yeah, I watched it.
I watched the whole 15-minute thing that MMA Joking put on their website. It was interesting, man. He was definitely out of it. Like, he just kept saying the weirdest stuff. Like,
yeah,
he was doing the walk, and he's like, let's just start over. He's like, I lost count.
Yeah, he's like I have ADD. Like, let me read. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about right now? Well, like, dude, he's probably thinking in his head. He's like, I fucked up again. Like, here we go again. Yeah. Like, he's probably like he knows he's lit. Like, he knows he's like doing everything he can to hope to God this cop lets him go.
It sounded like he was starting to cry, like when they were putting him in the police car.
Dude, definitely. He knows that he just fucked up.
Here's what I'm wondering though. Has he been, boozing and whatever, like for a while, or did he?
He said he wouldn't quit drinking. I've heard him say that on Joe Rogan's podcast that he.
See, I heard him say he was completely sober, and he said, I think what I said, I could be wrong, was I think I could drink again. Like, I think I could keep that under control. It's not something I'm trying to necessarily stay away from forever. But like, I didn't hear him, like, I'd never seen him or hear him talk about drinking, but I mean, like I said, I could be wrong. I thought he was balls to the wall sober, and like he just changed. But
I thought he would just quit weed and coke.
Oh well, maybe
Yeah.
that's exactly what he did.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I
again,
don't know,
I
man.
mean, I hope nothing. I mean, right now,
You're such an easy target when there's no cars on the road.
yeah.
He's.
I mean, you can kind of argue though, like this is like maybe the best time for it to happen. Nothing's going on, so it's not like he had a fight lined up that that has to get postponed now.
Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe he was all sober when he made his comeback against Gus for the second one and put on an excellent performance, and then started boozing again. Maybe that's why he's been a little lackluster in his performances.
That may be, but he also kind of when he was complete dominating the game was getting high all the time.
Well, no, yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm just thinking like I don't the whole picogram thing. I think he really wasn't doing anything wrong. I really
that was all bullshit. I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Like when listening to the scientists explain it, like yeah, I don't think he was actually cheating. I think it was a dick pill or whatever he says it was. I believe that. But so I know a lot of people were saying, maybe clean John Jones just isn't as good. I don't think he was cheating. I don't. But I don't know, man. Maybe he's living that party lifestyle still, like more secret, and then he's not performing that good, or maybe not. I don't know. That's a bummer, though, really. I guess, but what you're saying, I do hear what you're saying, and I agree. I really couldn't give a shit as long as you're not hurting people like he's done before. Like that's when I get.
Oh, the like hit and run thing.
Well, I've said it before on the podcast. Like, you gotta separate the art from the artist, right? If he's a good fighter, I want to watch him fight, and I don't care about his personal issues. But like when you're hitting pregnant women or counter punching old people, that's when it's like, all right, dude. Like, but then John Jones. Driving drunk is pretty reckless, you know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of...
And shooting a gun in the air because you're bored.
Did he shoot it?
That's why the cops got called, is reports of gunshots.
Oh, my God. Did you hear he had Jorge Masvidal's Mascal is what he had in his car?
Is it really that? I thought that was just a joke.
No, it's funny because in the video when you see the cop have it and he
pour it out,
you can tell. I mean, like if you just looked at it off a glance, you wouldn't be able to tell, but when you read that it's Masvidal's Mascal, if that's how you say it. If you read that's that and you see the logo, you can tell it's that for sure. That's hilarious, dude. That he went hard on that liquor. It makes you go crazy.
Yeah, it's just I hope. Again, the UFC is pretty notorious for not caring, so I don't think it's gonna be. It's not gonna do anything.
I kind of respect.
It sucks to see. I feel bad for him personally. I'm sure. Maybe it'll be another wake-up call.
Maybe. Imagine if he comes back from this better than ever. That'd be cool. I'm fine with that. No one got hurt. I'm a little disappointed. Like, you kind of want to. This goes against what you were saying. I really don't care, but at the same time, you kind of want to hold yourself like as a professional athlete, as a role model, as someone who overcame this adversity. Like, yeah, I had a problem, I fixed it. Like, that's kind of like even a better role model story. Like, I fixed my life in King 2 type deal. Kind of goes back on it. It's like, come on, man. Like, I know if I was a professional athlete, I would want to be kind of a role model. Like, I'd want to set a good example. And obviously, John Jones has failed to do that time and time again, which is kind of a bummer. But he's still an excellent fighter, obviously.
Dude, do you think the cops knew who he was? They have to.
In Albuquerque, yeah, for sure.
They had to have been like, fuck.
He even used the excuse when he was like, when they're asking him stuff, he's like, guys, I get punched in the face a lot, man. I'm like, yeah, I think it'd be hard to live in. I don't think Albuquerque's that big. I think MMA is the best thing they got going for them. It's a huge gym there.
No offense.
So
if we
I would imagine
New Mexico listeners, but from what I heard, not the greatest state.
Yeah. I would imagine Albuquerque, New Mexico, MMA is the best thing they got going for them because they have an awesome gym there. And Sorority trains in, I think, Edgewood now, but he used to train at Jackson. So, But yeah, they have a lot of stars there. A lot of and if it's a small town, I'm sure they know who they are, you know. And the fact that this giant, huge, athletic-looking guy pops out, you can probably assume. I mean, he's a big guy. You know, not many
Yeah.
people are. I mean, I guess you could be just big and not do anything. I don't know. I think it'd be hard to not know who that was. But oh, dang it! I gotta go ahead and apologize. Oh, we had a question from Grind Gang MMA for Arnold Allen. I totally forgot. Damn. Do you see it on the doc?
I did see it. I thought you were gonna bring it up and you didn't.
I didn't scroll down enough. Oh my god. Grind Gang MMA. I am so sorry. I literally just saw that just now when I brought it up. I didn't scroll the page down enough. Very sorry. That's a good question too. I'll go ahead and read it. Damn it. Well, Grind Gang wanted us to ask what Arnold Allen's biggest challenge was. Not necessarily opponent, but like a big obstacle to get where he is now. That's a really good question, and Grind Gang is a big fan of the show, so I really do have to apologize. Sorry, dude. I completely forgot. It's a great question. I wish I would have asked him. Sorry, buddy. Damn. That's a bummer.
What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
I didn't see it. I was scrolling down our doc right now so I could see what we're going to talk about next, and then that question popped up. I'm like, oh no. Damn it. Sorry, buddy. Damn. But we do have to move on. You want to talk about Gilbert Burns and Michael Chiesa possibly?
Yeah, well, again, I mean, I guess with this can kind of tie into Dana saying 99.9% that he has the power to make fights happen no matter what.
Well, Chael Sonnen, do you see how he's doing Submission Underground tomorrow? He's going to have like no cameraman. He's going to have like multiple camera angles, just stationary, and I can remotely switch them and shit. He's going to have two athletes, the ref, and maybe they each have a coach. That's it, and there's probably a doctor there, I'd imagine, and that's it.
Yeah.
No cameraman.
That's
no
a sanctioned event, right? Like that's a sanctioned competition.
He holds it in an arena. I think he always holds it in the same place. It's in Oregon.
Yeah, so, well, I wonder if it's like, well, if they don't sell admission, like
right,
maybe
no fans.
Yeah, like,
he said
yeah,
they're not even doing a commentator.
Yeah, so you don't have to. I don't know legal. I'm not a lawyer, okay? I'm not a JD.
No. I'm saying obviously, like if he couldn't do it, he would have to know by now. It's very advertised he's doing it, and he's still doing it, and he's like, this show will go on. No cameraman, no commentator. I would definitely imagine there has to be a doctor, a ref, and then two grapplers. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, like
I'm excited to see it.
The only way if like it couldn't be like even legal is if it was in a state that had a stay-at-home order, which I do not believe Nevada doesn't have that yet. I don't think. Pennsylvania does now. Yeah, no, but I'm saying for Dana.
Oh, okay.
To make California does. I don't think Nevada does yet. And if he was just like, if he has his own fucking arena, but again, I don't know the laws if he's allowed to then broadcast it. I don't see why not.
I mean, it's literally happening in less than 24 hours. I feel like we know by now if it wasn't happening.
Yeah, well, cool. Then that means so if submission, what's it called?
Submission Underground.
Yeah, so if that happens, that means we could see fights.
Dude, what if Chael Sonnen just hosts it? Like, come on down to my arena.
Yeah.
Dude, he could be like the founding father of how this plays out.
Yeah, it's sick. But
so.
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited to see
you specifically wanted to talk about Burns Chiesa?
Yeah, Burns called out Chiesa, and they seem to have a back and forth on Twitter. They were like, yeah, let's stay safe, but let's do it. They both agreed. That's a good fight, dude. Those guys both kind of came out. I shouldn't say out of nowhere. They're very known guys, but both former lightweights, both moved up to welterweight. I think they're both undefeated at welterweight. I think Chiesa's last loss was to Kevin Lee, but that was at lightweight. I think they're both undefeated at welterweight. They're probably 5-6 or 5-7 right now. It's a good fight,
Yeah.
man. And they're
Well-
both grapplers. As we saw against Maya, Gilbert Burns can throw hands for sure. But Chiesa always wants to take that shit to the ground, dude. He's a very good ground guy. But it's a good fight. I would imagine Burns would want to keep it on the feet, where I think he has a significant advantage. But I don't know. I think Chiesa's probably a better striker than Maya. So
I saw Chiesa giving the old Os the end of his tweet there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did. Look at that.
Give you a little tickle on the inside.
Good man. No, not really. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, we kind of got into it. Yeah, it'll be a good fight. But I think, again, what everyone is losing sleep over is Khabib Ferguson.
For sure.
So Dana White has stated it is 99.9% done. But Khabib is in Russia. So how the fuck is he getting in here? They're going to go to Russia?
Well, all signs point to that, if you ask me.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah. So if Tony Ferguson flies to Russia, Russia's not locked down. Dude, Putin is an
huge MMA fan.
Yeah, and Khabib are boys.
Yeah, dude, he loves all combat sports. I think he's a big boxing fan too. Yeah, he loves combat. I mean, he's kind of well, we won't get into that. But
Okay. Let's slow down here.
slow down here.
No, but so like if Tony leaves the U.S., he should be able to get back in because he's a U.S. citizen. They can't bar him from re-entry.
Tony would just stay there and live in the mountains, dude.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he'd be one with the bears.
Slaughtering animals with his hands and eating them and shit. He's such a weirdo.
Triangle choking boar and whatever the fuck else.
Dude, he'd kill an animal and be like, champ shit only, and then eat it raw probably. He's a weirdo. Mm-hmm. He'd probably love the challenge.
The other thing is, though, he said it's still going to be a full lineup of fights. Like,
okay, so here's what I wanted to talk about. And actually, I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't think about it until good friend Arnold Almighty. If he would join a card with no fans, like, you know what I mean? And he said, I don't know, because how would I get to train? How would I get to have a camp? That's a good point. So if cards continue to go, are you basically asking these fighters to hop in, even though we know no one's had a fight camp? We know no one's had an open gym.
Yeah, but
I didn't think about that until Arnold said it.
Yeah, he said everyone's in the same boat as me, though. So, and then he shrugged his shoulders.
So you would be chancing your skill set without a camp.
It's an even playing field, though, because everyone else is on the same situation. So it kind of be. I feel like the level would be the same.
For sure. But I did see at AKA, they were saying they keep the gym open for 2 hours just for Khabib. Maybe him and one other guy go in there and train. I don't know. You might be able to find that tweet. They say AKA is closed 22 hours out of the day. The other 2 is for Khabib. I guess they're also confident that this card's going to go down. They want him to come in there and train. From what I hear.
Dude, if Tony Ferguson somehow beats him,
I think he will. I truly believe that.
I can't wait to gamble again.
I don't think it'll be like a walk in the. I'm certainly not saying Tony Ferguson for sure has this. I'm not saying anything like that. Mm-hmm. I've been saying for a while that that's the guy to beat him, and I definitely think he has the best chance. But let me slow the roll. I'm certainly not going to be like, if Khabib wins, I'm not going to be like, man, that was really surprising. I'm not going to say that. I'm pretty confident he can beat him, and I'm leaning towards him, honestly. I just think he has all the tools to be a nightmare for Khabib.
Yeah.
I mean, Khabib's a nightmare for anybody. But like I've heard Eddie Bravo say multiple times, Khabib, what's different about Tony is that Tony doesn't care if you're on top of him. He couldn't care less. What Eddie Bravo would always say is, what does everyone do when they get taken down by Khabib? Try to crawl to the fence, try to get back to the feet. Tony's just going to strap in and go, all right, this is where we're at. Let's fight here. You know, he's got crazy submissions. He's got crazy elbows from the bottom, dude. He destroyed Josh Thompson from the bottom. Just cut him up. You know, you take him down, he's like, okay, cool story. Look what I can do down here. You know, he's really the only guy I can think of to have ground and pound from bottom. Like he's not only are his submissions a huge threat. He slices people up off of his back, unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Did we ever talk about Eddie Bravo on Joe Rogan when he was talking about how he's preparing Tony? I don't know if we ever talked about that on here.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, if people haven't seen it, like it's on. I don't remember what episode of Joe Rogan. It's like
probably one of the Fight Companions.
Yeah, it's like one of the like later well, obviously there hasn't been. Oh, it was Dan Hooker and
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was that Fight Companion. He had
Dan Hooker
him and Brandon Shaw.
Paul Felder.
Yeah, Paul Felder. It was that one definitely. But they had Eddie Bravo on there. Dude, you should probably Instagram message him. We can come on.
I'm a big fan of Eddie Bravo.
Dude, we could talk about conspiracy theories, like ancient aliens, all that shit. I got that on lock. I'll ask him what he thinks about like how the coronavirus actually came and like, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He would.
How about you work on that? Dude, when he already can get on the biggest podcast in the history of the world whenever he wants. I
mean, that's literally his best friend is Joe Rogan. They've been best friends for a long time.
Dude, we can be best friends with Eddie Bravo. We already have a new best friend in the MMA, so.
Yeah, Arnold Allen is my buddy.
Yeah, is now our best friend.
We should have asked him. We should ask him what's like to train around and with GSP, man. That's gotta. I imagine you can learn so much from that guy.
He said he looks at film and like he picks out 10 things he didn't even notice.
GSP does or Frost Hobby does?
Oh, I thought he was talking about both of them. Fuck.
No, I don't think so. But I just mean in general.
Just in the moment, man. That's our first start. It's just in the moment. You're not thinking.
Well, he was saying how he was saying GSP called exactly how the fight was going to go down, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
With Bisping. I don't remember what I was getting at with that, but
as our stars, as we get more interviews on here, we'll get better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was like a shot in the dark, and it worked. So, I'm a huge Eddie Bravo fan, dude. I do a lot of his shit in my gym. It's kind of a sidebar. It's kind of I don't really do much rubber guard, but electric chair and lockdown. Things that we don't even train in my gym, but I do it. I'm pretty successful with it too. Electric chair, sweeps / submissions. You know, if you can't get the sub, you can at least end up on top of the sweep. And I like to play the lockdown from half guard. And my gym doesn't even teach that, man. That's shit I learned watching Eddie Bravo, watching his videos, and I do it all the time. Like if I'm in half guard, I'm playing lockdown. I love him, dude. I would love to get a chance to train with him someday, but. Yeah, I'm a huge
message him on Instagram. You never know, man.
Eddie. I know. I always try. I never end up in a spot where I can grab a lockdown in tournaments. I know one day in a jiu-jitsu tournament, I'm going to pull off an electric chair, at least a submission or a sweep, and send it to him. I guarantee he reposts it. He reposts shit like that all the time, like. #RubberGuardAssassins when people use his shit in tournaments.
Dude, didn't he beat somebody that like put him on the map? Like he came out of nowhere. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he came out of nowhere and beat them.
Yeah, he beat Hoyler Gracie in 2003 in Abu Dhabi when Eddie Bravo was a fucking brown belt. He wasn't even a black belt yet. And John Jack Machado gave him his black belt right after. He triangle choked the shit out of him like pretty early on. And I remember him saying this was the start of the rubber guard. You should watch him like walk his way through that fight. That's kind of where he pulled the rubber guard out of his ass. He had the rubber guard, and then they started it and tapped him out. And then you need to watch the rematch, dude. Eddie Bravo versus Hoyler Gracie 2. That happened like 13 years later, something crazy. Eddie Bravo destroyed him. It was sub only. It was a 20-minute match, which is super duper long. 20-minute match, sub only, no points. Eddie Bravo would have destroyed him had there been points. He didn't get any subs. Hoyler Gracie was in some really bad spots and just kind of refused to tap. Eddie said his knee was popping over and over and over and over at one point. He's like, "You good, bro? Like, you good?" He's like, "Yeah, my knee does that all the time." I was like, "I don't think so." Yeah, he said, "Yeah, dude, you should really watch it. Watch not obviously not now, but some point watch Eddie Bravo versus Royler Gracie 2. Eddie Bravo is a
Dude,
stud,
think
man. He
Eddie
really is.
Bravo is bored right now, man. He's just on the internet searching, doing his thing. I think you should.
What were we getting at with that? Sorry for that side. I'm a big Eddie Bravo fan.
Oh, we were talking about Eddie Bravo talking about how Tony is preparing for
Yes.
Khabib.
What was he saying? He was just saying we have traps laid out for him.
Oh yeah,
basically?
he's saying like they have been like all they've been doing is watching tape, and that they think they found there's weaknesses in Khabib that other people haven't found yet.
Well, I said it before. Dustin Poirier had a guillotine on Khabib, 100%. 100%. He didn't work it, and he pulled a half guard instead of a full guard. But he was in trouble for sure. He was definitely in trouble. I went crazy when that happened because guess who bet Dustin Poirier by submission, dude? I had a lot of money on that. And
dude, I bet him by.
Oh.
I did an odds boost on him. It was like plus 700 to either TKO or submission. So for me, I was also in that camp where I would have won like a couple $100 if he would have fucking got it.
Poirier by submission was like plus like 1,800 or something.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I'm like, and then dude, it was like, oh, he's got a guillotine. I'm like, no, yes, go. And then just slowly, and he was so tired. I'm like, he's got to put everything he has in this choke. And I knew as soon as he lost it, I'm like, okay, that's it. Like, he's done. But so what I guess what I'm getting at is the neck is vulnerable, dude. And if someone's good about getting your neck, it's definitely Tony Ferguson. He's the best darcer MMA has ever seen. His darces are crazy. I think he has the most darces in UFC.
No, yeah, that's what Eddie Bravo was also talking about. Is like watch out for like Tony literally like drills darces and like.
Dude, he's a darce
no one
master.
else does.
Yeah. Just the same way Arnold Allen grabs that like sort of guillotine front choke type thing we were talking about. Dude, Tony Ferguson will slide under your arm and lock up the darts that same way from standing. He's got really long arms. Yeah. I think Khabib can be choked from like while Khabib's on top. You know what I mean? I think that can be done. And if anyone can do it, it's definitely Tony Ferguson. I'm not saying I know Josh Thompson, who trains at AKA or trained. He's retired now, but I guess he still trains there, like just to keep fit. But he was saying that he don't think anyone can submit Khabib. But I'm like, well, he's a homer by saying that, right? He trains there all the time. You know, he's gonna say shit like that. But I think he can be submitted. But I think what's the most danger for Khabib is Tony's ground and pound from bottom. I think that could open up a sub. I think he could be slicing Khabib up from bottom, and that opens up maybe a triangle, maybe a darce. I think Tony can lock up darces from the bottom. I've seen people do that before. I can never do that. But a guillotine, a triangle. I think it has to be a choke. I will say that. Because Khabib is such a savage, I don't think, and unless Tony could break his arm, I can't see Khabib tapping out to like an armbar. I don't think he'll tap out to a choke. I don't think he'd tap out to a choke. I think you have to put that out.
He'll pass out before he taps.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't think a joint lock is the move. I don't think obviously if it's there, you're going to take it, right? But I don't think like an armbar or like a Kimura is going to be the ideal because I don't think that guy's tapping to shit. I think you got to put him to sleep to win. That's what I think. Whether you knock him out or whether you choke him out, I don't see him tapping. There's a reason he gives Conor McGregor a lot of shit for tapping out. I don't think that guy would ever tap. You got to put him out.
Totally agree. He's a different type of hurt. But did you see how, like, he's probably going to retire after this? I could see him doing that, man.
Is he 28-0 now or is he 29-0? I think he wants to go 30-0. I think he wants to go 30-0 and then hang it up. I think he's 29-0. I think this will make him 30-0.
Sorry, I saw another interesting article that made me click it. It's talking about how because Ramadan's coming up, like the timing is so critical because he's such a devout Muslim that like he can't have a fight during Ramadan.
Exactly. Yeah.
And because he would get dogged. Like, I mean, just
Nah, he
his
won't do
body. Like in Ramadan, you can't fucking eat or drink anything until sundown. So
Yeah, not even water, right? They don't
yeah, you
drink
can't
water.
even drink water.
Yeah. He's
Um,
28-0, so I think he wants to beat Tony, and then he wants to fight GSP in a super fight. I think that's, and then walk out at 30-0.
Wait,
If he beats-
GSP? Would he go up in weight or would?
Okay, so here's what I can't believe no one's talking about, and when I say no one, I mean not enough people. There's like a handful of people talk about it.
Guess who is the doctor and the driver are?
Yes, I'm going to bring it up because GSP says he can make lightweight. He says he can do it. I think that's a bad idea. I think
What? He's
too
old. If anything, he should go up in weight.
Well, he did. He beat Michael Bisping up in weight. But what I think they should do, because listen, we know it's a one-off. We know it's a one-off for GSP. He's going to fight, and that's it. Win or lose. Doesn't matter. He's not going to stick around and defend the belt. You know what I mean? He's not going to do that. It's a super fight for a reason. So all this talk is GSP cutting down to lightweight and fighting for the belt. Fuck that. It's a super fight. Fight at 165 catch weight. That's what they should do. A catch weight, no belts on the line. Win or lose, Khabib is still the lightweight champion, and Khabib's still lightweight champion, and GSP is still nothing champion. Do it at 165. Do it at a catch weight. It's not at welterweight. It's not lightweight. It's a catch weight. GSP can definitely make 165. No problem. That's 10 pounds less that Khabib has to cut. Let's do it. That's what they should do. 165, catch weight, super fight, no belt, 5 rounds, main event. Let's do it.
All right. Make sure you Instagram message Dana White. Try to get him on here. We'll throw it out.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't get very many of those, and he's probably really on the lookout for them.
Hey, man, he did Barstool's podcast, their MMA, and that kid sucks. The one he fucking went on, I was like, this guy's like, I mean, not to start any podcast beef, but.
Well, listen, we're very new, but we're the Arnold Allens in the podcasting world. We're the dark horse. Don't sleep on us, man.
Don't sleep on us.
Don't sleep on us.
We'll Instagram message the shit out of you.
We need to get some views, okay? And then we're good. Maybe Arnold Allen can help us out there.
Hey, man, I swear he said he'd repost it. We'll see.
Maybe he did. I don't remember him saying that. I just remember I said I'd tag him. Maybe that's what he said. But either way, yeah, I don't think Dana White's looking out for my messages. But GSP coming down lightweight is nonsense. What's it? I mean, it'd be cool to say he got 3 belts. You know what I mean? It'd be cool to say that, but it's not for the belt. It's for the fight. It's for the challenge. It's for it's a crazy fight. It'd be awesome. I say 165 catch weight, man. Who gives a shit? That's that main event. Obviously, 100 times out of 100. Let's see. Yeah. But anyways, that's if he gets through Tony. So,
God,
what Brendan Schaub said, he said that no matter who wins, he expects a trilogy for sure. Brendan Schaub says he thinks it'll be such a good fight. No matter who wins, they're going to run it right back. And then hopefully the other guy wins again. So now we got to do a 3. We got to do a trilogy. That'd be crazy. It's probably going to be such a war they run it back.
I hope so.
I hope it's a war for sure. Like I said, I am kind of leaning towards Tony, which is kind of crazy, but I am. But if it's a war, even if Khabib wins, which obviously he should be the favorite. I'm not sitting here saying Tony should be the favorite. I'm just saying stylistically, I'm kind of leaning towards Tony, man. Tony has never let me down. But even if Khabib wins or Tony wins, if it's a fucking dogfight like I think it will be, I think it's going to be a fucking war. If it is, run that shit back. Who cares who wins? Run that shit back. What else does Khabib have to prove in lightweight? And what else does Tony Ferguson have to prove in lightweight? They're on the same win streak.
Tony's never had the belt, though, technically.
We had the interim belt.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Dude, this fight this is my opinion. I would imagine this is the opinion of a lot of people. This fight is for the greatest lightweight of all time. Has to be. You don't think so?
I mean, BJ Penn had a pretty sick run there. BJ Penn. Okay. I'm saying in his prime.
Listen,
I mean,
I don't want to hate on BJ Penn. Don't make me do this. I think Khabib or Tony would fucking mop the floor with even prime BJ Penn, and I know it's crazy to say. That's just what I think. I think fighters have just gotten so much better, man. I really do.
I do too.
Very, 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 very few of the old school guys could hang with the new school guys.
Dude, it's like
I don't think BJ Penn's one of them, dude. I'm sorry.
it's
I
like with
think
any sport. It's different now.
it is.
It's
Travis
different.
and I talked about this with Jim Brown before.
Dude, Jesse Owens, the guy who like made Hitler look like a douchebag in the 30s Olympics, the black guy that like won.
Hitler was a douchebag. This is new.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but like when Berlin held the like 1934 whatever Olympics, Jesse Owen, who is a black guy, beat all the German pure races.
No,
his 100 time right now, like in today, he wouldn't even make the U.S. Olympic team with the time that won the gold medal in 1930.
Yeah, it's we evolve, man. We evolve. We get better at sports. We get better at everything, especially physically, right? Obviously, technology. We do.
That's what it is. Well, like think back then, like you don't train year round. Like he works like as a normal fucking dude,
Travis
and
always,
it's like, hey, I'm real fast.
Travis is like, yeah, Jim Brown was fucking running all over plumbers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are just guys.
Yeah, especially the NFL back then. Yeah, it was like guys who had real jobs in the off season.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that it's cool they still get the respect of today. Like people love those guys, right? And they should. But like I was like, I mean, I asked Travis, and I was just simply asking because I'm not confident. I was like, hey man, like, am I crazy to think like Jim Brown would be like maybe like a third string like running back? No, what I said was, am I crazy to think every starter and probably every backup in the NFL right now would be significantly better than prime Jim Brown? And Travis was like, no, it's not crazy at all. It's probably absolutely true. I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, think about like the MMA in the next 10 years. What's going to happen when you have these? Like now, kids are starting in the U.S. at 5 years old doing jiu-jitsu. Like,
it's funny hearing about people. Like a lot of people talk about the new kids now doing like they're always coming up with new shit. Like especially in jiu-jitsu. In jiu-jitsu, there's someone's figuring out a new move every day. I mean, not now, probably not now, but when you're training, dude, people come up with new shit all the time. Like, I remember when I first started training, there's this guy, shout out to him. This guy, his name was Alex, actually. He was a blue belt. He was a blue belt, and I ended up kind of being like him in a certain way. I don't want to put myself on that pedestal, but he was like the leg lock machine, dude. He kind of brought leg locks to our gym, like as like a white belt, and I remember when I first started training, one of the black belts in my gym, also pro MMA fighter. He was like, yeah, that guy right there. And I just, had a blue belt around his waist. I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, that guy leg locks me all the fucking time. He's one of the best leg lockers I've ever seen. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. He shortly after got his purple belt, and he doesn't train there anymore. He moved. He trains at 10th Plant now, actually. Shout out to Eddie Bravo. But I'm getting more with this. Where the fuck was I getting at this? Oh yeah. So I was completely lost my train of thought there. Coming up with new shit? Is that what I was talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about how kids come up with new shit.
Yeah. So when I first started training, like every time I'd go to like a no-gi class, it was him, Alex, the blue belt at the time. He's purple belt now. And all the black belts just drilling these fucking weird leg lock positions and what they could do and what they couldn't do. And I remember like just like kind of watching, not really getting to train that much. Like on those days when there weren't that many people. They're like, sorry man, this is something we've been in the rabbit hole with for like literally almost a year, like figuring out like what we can do from these positions. And they're just basically inventing shit, man. You can always, if you got a group of people that can work with you, you can, in grappling for sure, I would imagine in striking too, you can just figure out new shit. And that's what young kids today are definitely doing. Like, what if I try this? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Oh shit, that works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's here to stay. It's gonna be cool to see, and like everything, it's just people are gonna keep getting better. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I want to see our boy Arnold Allen versus Prime GSP. Did GSP ever fight at featherweight, or was lightweight the last?
I don't think so.
I think lightweight. Yeah, I guess.
He's such a big frame, man. There's no way. I mean, I guess he could get that skinny.
I never liked him because I just thought he looked chubby, and it just pissed me off. I don't know why.
Dude, BJ Penn looked chubby as a fucking lightweight.
I know. It's just probably his body type. It's not he was fat. He's had that weird physique where he kind of looks chubby. Not like DC, who I truly believe is fat. Like, um, Roy Nelson, right? The big guy for
Yeah.
country, I think is his name.
Yeah.
I remember Brendan's job, I think it was. They were like, let's be honest, that guy could be like at least a middleweight, like if you cut out that big belly. And then they're like, what do you think? I think it's Brendan's job. Was like, yeah, that guy could probably be a flyweight. Yeah, I don't know. Like those are fat guys. I don't think BJ Penn was fat. I just remember I'm looking at him.
He just had a fat face.
I'm like, what? He just had like kind of a chubby looking belly. I don't know. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Sorry, I'm hating. But his accomplishments are crazy. That guy was a black belt in 3 years. It's like him and like a couple other people have ever done that before. He's winning giant tournaments.
The prodigy, right?
Yeah, the prodigy. Yeah, rightfully so. He's just kind of a freak. You know, he's a true martial artist for sure. But I don't think he would do very well against Khabib. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think no. I don't mean to hate on the legends for sure. I really don't. But I think realistically, skill for skill wise, Tony versus Khabib is for the greatest lightweight of all time. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That means no shame. I'm just saying, prime skills versus prime skills. I just think those guys are better. That's all. They're not as legendary status, but that's just what I think, man. It has to happen. I hope they can learn something from tomorrow. Let's see how tomorrow plays out with Chael Sonnen submission underground. It could be something that it could work. We'll see. Maybe it's a shit show. Who knows? We'll see tomorrow for sure. Sorry for that rant. I kind of went on a rant there.
Yeah.
I guess that's a podcast they're for, right? That's kind of what they're for.
Tangents.
Yeah, I mean, you look at JRE clips. It's always like a 10-minute clip of them ranting about something they weren't even talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about Joanna next? This is kind of funny.
I don't know about this story. Enlighten me. It seems like a funny quote they have on there.
I don't know about the story either. I don't know who said it. I think Colby Covington said it. He probably said it on
one of those things where he has the bikini chick like massaging him.
No, probably a podcast, I would imagine. But maybe Submission Radio. I don't remember. If you've never listened to Submission Radio, that's a good podcast for sure, and a really good name. I love that name.
Yeah, what a good name. Damn it.
That's such a good name. They're Australian. They're really cool. They always get people on there. Definitely check out them. I think the two best MMA shows, I think I've told you before, I don't mean to plug them and steer our listeners away from this one, but Weighing In with Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson is a really good MMA show. And Submission Radio is a really good MMA show with a really, really good name. Both those names are great, actually. Especially they start weighing in with like, weighing in out of the blue corner is Josh Thompson and the red corner is Big John McCarthy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, calm down, okay?
Sorry, they're good shows. And Submission Radio probably has the best fucking podcast name for an MMA show, in my opinion. That's a fucking cool name. So apparently, I don't know where he said it. That was only like a 1 minute tangent, but I don't know where the source is. So excuse us if you know. Let us know.
I don't even think we said the source. We've just been talking to each other and forgetting.
No, I'm saying.
See what we're seeing.
That's true. No, I'm saying I think it might have been on Submission Radio, but I don't know. But apparently, Joanna says she was not a side piece for Jorge Masvidal, and that Colby Covington was lying when he said it. I bet she was, dude. Let's be honest with you. I've seen pictures of them two together. Obviously, they all train together. I bet Jorge was beating them cheeks, dude. I'm just saying.
Dude, you know what?
He seems like a player to me. I feel like Jorge has no problem getting
probably.
chicks.
Yeah, dude. He seems like the type of guy that, if he puts his mind to it, could go get some ass. So,
yeah, dude, for sure.
I don't know if he's married.
No,
married?
I think he has kids. His kids, I think he very rarely talks about, but I'm pretty sure he has kids.
Let's check Wikipedia.
He's definitely not married for sure. Maybe he was. I doubt it. I don't think so. I think he has kids though. But yeah, I bet. I can definitely see Jorge and Joanna having a little thing on the side. No shame in that. I don't know why Colby Covington would say that like it was a bad thing. Like he's throwing shade.
Yeah, well, maybe she didn't like it. Cold.
Well,
Cold.
or maybe
Anyway.
maybe they're just really cool with each other, and then that's what he took it as. I don't know. I've definitely seen pictures of them together at UFC fights, sitting next to each other and shit, but they're just teammates, you know. Maybe it's nothing.
Yeah.
I remember. Who was it? Jessica I. Jessica I was definitely trying to fuck Jorge Masvidal at one point. Remember when Jorge Masvidal wore that Gucci robe to one of the UFC fights? Who was it? Who was the fight? I think it was Connor and Cowboy.
Yeah.
He wore that black Gucci robe that was the same robe Connor wore when he fought Mayweather. We assumed it was like basically his way to be like, you know, I want McGregor if he wins type deal, which I thought that was going to happen for sure, but it didn't. I remember there was a pic when it had a picture of him in that robe at the UFC fight. Jessica I tweeted out. See if you can find that. Jessica
Yeah,
I
I have the
tweeted out.
robe.
If Jorge Masvidal, Jessica I tweeted, if Jorge Masvidal needs any help taking that robe off tonight, I live in Vegas. I
Damn.
don't know.
So it's like
Jessica
a.
I was looking. She was
What
looking
up?
for that Cuban peace. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
saying. I don't know if you can find that tweet. Find that tweet. Jessica I tweets Jorge Masvidal. That's funny. I think it's funny, anyways. Let's see. Yeah, if you can find that, that'd be cool. If not, no big deal.
How
Trust
do
me,
you
it
spell
happened.
her
I
last
saw
name?
it. EYE. I like Jessica. I don't know why she's still fighting at strawweight. She's had some trouble making weight for sure. I think she missed weight her last fight.
She said. So she said, I mean, if at Jorge needs someone to help him take his robe off tonight, I live in Vegas, smiley face. I can help, heart emoji. Damn, dude, she looks good.
Reaching hard, dude. He was reaching super hard.
Yeah, and like had a picture of him with it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Maybe he was trying to give her a 3-piece with the soda. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
One of the
no.
YouTube comments says, I'm sure he will baptize her.
That's his new thing he's been saying. That's funny. Yeah, I can definitely see Jorge Masvidal slinging some dick to the female fighters out there. I'm just saying. He's such a stud, dude. I really, really like that guy. I'm so glad he's finally getting the attention now that he's probably been deserving for years. He's a stud, man. I like him a lot. Big fan. One of my favorite welterweights for sure.
Yeah, he's exciting.
Funny
Gotta
story.
watch.
Funny story. When he fought Askren, I have both. I have a Ben Askren shirt, and I also have a Jorge Masvidal 3-piece and a soda shirt. And I remember I had the Askren shirt on, and then he lost. No, or how did it go out? I don't remember. Something about my parlay, it fucked up.
Are you
I don't
asking
remember.
how he lost? I think everyone knows how he lost.
I am aware how he lost. I had to switch shirts. I don't remember how it happened. Anyways, when Askren lost, I think I took off my Askren shirt on, put my Masvidal shirt on.
Wow, you're like that guy at the football games that switches jerseys.
I was that night, but I was only in my house, thank the Lord. Listen, a Ben Askren shirt is something you don't want to be seen in public anyways, because everyone hates that guy for some reason. I don't know why. He's just a goofy guy.
Yeah, how about you reach out?
Here's the thing. His shit talking is like, it's different, and people hate it because it's cheesy and corny. But what he does, like, he's like a nerdy white guy, and he like brings everything to light. Like, I remember when Jorge Masvidal was like, I'm gonna end this guy's fucking bloodline. I remember he came on all cheesy, curly-headed white guy. He's like, I have 3 kids, man. He's gonna kill my children. What's he mean by ending my bloodline? Like, that's kind of disturbing. You know, he kind of finds. He's a really, really, really smart guy. He has a whole podcast on fucking cryptocurrency, which is weird. Like the future of it. He has his own podcast on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin.
I would not expect that.
Yeah, he's a really, really, really smart guy. I remember Rogan was talking how smart he was, and he was like, he's always recommending me books to read and shit. But yeah, people don't like him for whatever reason. He's just a cheesy white guy who's really good at wrestling, man. Whatever. I don't know why I hate him.
All right. I think we're about time.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. You got anything else?
Super cool episode.
Sorry for the Eddie Bravo rant and whatever other rant we had.
No, I was entertained by it, so
Sorry. Yeah. Podcasts are for ranting, man. It happens, right?
yeah.
How many
We're-
times you listen to podcasts, there's a rant and they go, what were we even talking about? Like it happens all the
Yeah,
time, right?
yeah. But yeah,
Anyway.
super cool. Thanks for setting that up, Gage.
Yeah. Don't thank me, man. Thank Arnold Allen for joining us, man. It was really cool. I was a really big fan of him before. I'm an even bigger fan now, man. He was really fun to have on, and he wasn't weird about it. He was super like just chill and fucking just chatting, man. He was a cool dude for sure.
All right, well,
All right, well, that's
until
everything.
we meet again.
Yeah, until we meet again. Thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully you liked it. Thanks again, Arnold Allen. And again, fucking super sorry to Grind Gang MMA. I truly did not see that fucking question. I told you I'd ask it for him. Fuck. Maybe another time, man. Maybe he'll come on again. Who knows? Maybe after, if he fights again, his next fight, maybe we'll have him on after to talk about it. Hopefully. Who knows? So sorry, Grind Gang. And thanks, Arnold Allen, again. And thanks for listening, everybody. You can follow me on Instagram at DriverMMA. Ask me some questions. Listen to the show. Tell your friends about the show. We got to get this thing out there. Come on, we just had a first pro fighter on here. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for you. That's all I got to say.
All right.
All right,
See ya.
man. Talk to you later. Peace out.